What is up? YouTube, how y'all doing, man? Hey, Taraji P. Henson reveals Oprah's private discussion deals and Sean Combs. Oh my God, my stomach hurt, man. Calls out her silence. Y'all know Uncle Mike got a kidney stone, man. You know, I don't try to hide nothing because I don't care. This what God gave me. This is what we're going to use. Amen. Amen to the church. We should drop this on a Sunday. Anyway, check this out. This young lady right here, she went to Oxon Hill. I went to Friendly High School. We used to play football and basketball against each other. Oxon Hill and Friendly High School, I don't know, maybe about 5 miles away from each other. We close, you know. If my parents bought a house in a different zip code, we would have been going to school together. But we went to Friendly High School, where we went to school with Martin Lawrence was in our school. I think that's it. I think that's it for right now. Famous football and basketball players was there. And all in this area, man, is people went on to do some great things from this area. And now Uncle Mike need to go do some great things, right? It's coming, y'all. It's coming. Check this out, man. I'm going to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell. Hit them thumbs up and all that good stuff. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Thank all my subscribers, man. I keep saying it over and over again. On the 22nd, man, we dropping. But let's check this bad boy. Yeah.
He is officially done playing. So listen, Taraji is officially done playing nice. And this time she's calling out Oprah again. This time around, however, Taraji is lifting the lid on a shady behind-the-scenes deal between Oprah, none other than Diddy. And let's just say the details are downright disgusting. If that wasn't enough, Taraji is also calling out Oprah's stone-cold silence while the entertainment world burns in scandal. This ain't just speculation either. We've got receipts, context, and the full messy timeline.
It is gearing up to be another big week in the Sean Combs trafficking trial. Testimony set to resume tomorrow.
It's wild how far this whole situation has gone. 1 minute, Diddy's out here throwing luxury parties in Miami, and the next, he's locked up in one of the most notorious prisons in the country. But what really has people talking is the unexpected name now getting dragged into this whole mess. Oprah Winfrey, the media queen, the billionaire, the woman known for preaching empowerment and healing. Now she's being tied to one of the darkest scandals in entertainment. And the person pulling the curtains back? Taraji P. Henson. Let's start with what we know. Diddy's legal troubles are not just tabloid drama. These are serious charges. Trafficking, extortion, drugging victims, even minors. And it really started heating up when Cassie, his ex, filed a lawsuit at the end of 2023. Since then, it's been nonstop. The feds raided his homes, found disturbing footage, and uncovered things that sound more like a horror movie than real.
Hold up, y'all. I don't mean to stop it, man. They hate when I stop it. But you know what, man? Watch this.
Tabloid drama.
For some reason...
These are serious charges. Trafficking, extortion, drugging victims, even minors. And it really started... Right here. I don't know. See, God kind of lays things on my heart and my soul. Every time I see this clip, because y'all know in a lot of videos, people using this clip. For some reason, right before they did this, I think, I really think that Diddy has actually beat her and abused her right before this event. Right before they went to this event. That's why Diddy gave her that look like, what you gonna say? Because Diddy know that she's still mad over what they have just went through and beat up and the makeup covering up the bruises and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I think right before this event, Diddy was kicking her butt, man, with his crazy self. That's what I think. Let's continue. Heating up when Cassie, his ex, filed a lawsuit at the end of 2023.
I keep everything
Since then,
right
it's
here.
been nonstop.
In other words, I ain't gonna tell nobody.
Found disturbing footage.
In other words, I'm not gonna tell nobody. I keep everything right here. Everything he does to me, I keep it right here, or right here in his heart. So no matter what, our deepest secrets is kept silent. I'm not gonna say anything, hoping that you'll stop beating me. But that didn't work, Cassie. When somebody's doing something bad to you people, keeping it to yourself ain't helping. That ain't gonna help. Okay, let's continue with the story.
Really started heating up when Cassie, his ex, filed a lawsuit at the end of 2023. Since then, it's been nonstop. The feds raided his homes, found disturbing footage, and uncovered things that sound more like a horror movie than real life. We're talking gallons of baby oil, rooms full of adult toys, and spaces set up for some truly twisted stuff. It's got people rewatching old red carpet interviews with a new level of side-eye. Now here's where it gets crazy. Oprah's name started coming up, not from some random gossip blog, but from Taraji herself. And let's be real, Taraji doesn't speak out unless it's for a reason. People close to the situation say she's been fed up with Oprah for a while now. Not just how Oprah acts in public, but how she reportedly treats people, especially black women behind the scenes. The thing is, Oprah and Diddy aren't strangers. They've known each other for years. From award shows to fashion events, they've crossed paths plenty. Diddy's even been on her show, laughing it up like everything was all good. But now, folks are watching those old clips with a whole new perspective. Oprah's public image has always been squeaky clean, but not everybody's buying it anymore. There's been gossip in the background for years, like her connection to John of God, a so-called spiritual healer who turned out to be a convicted criminal. Oprah once promoted him, but quietly distanced herself once everything came out. Still, the internet never forgets. With Diddy's situation exploding, more names are getting thrown into the fire. Taraji wasn't just mad at Oprah's associations. She was fed up with the double standards. Oprah's all about uplifting women, especially when it's trendy or headline-worthy. But when it's black women, that same energy isn't always there. Taraji herself said Oprah underpaid her for The Color Purple, a movie Oprah produced. And she's not the only one. Fantasia, Halle Bailey, they've all hinted that something feels off when Oprah's in charge.
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost.
So now that Taraji is the one speaking out, it's not random. It's years of quiet tension bubbling over. And then we've got Diddy's infamous white parties. Those weren't just fancy get-togethers. Behind the closed doors, things got real dark. Multiple lawsuits describe those events as way more than parties. They were hotbeds for shady and abusive behavior. And big names were there. Even part of what's being said is true. It's hard to believe people didn't at least see something. Reports say women were flown in under sketchy contracts, phones were taken, and guests were ushered into private rooms where things got real quiet and real disturbing. Leaked pics from those nights show barely dressed women clearly out of it, while powerful celebrities sipped champagne like it was no big deal. These weren't regular parties. These were controlled spaces where certain people felt untouchable. And according to Taraji, some of them acted like it too. Now what's wild is, Taraji and Diddy weren't always on opposite sides. In fact, not too long ago, Sis was actually rocking with him heavy. Back in 2022, when Diddy was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the BET Awards, guess who was front and center hyping him up? Taraji. She was literally the host of the whole show, singing his praises and telling the press it was about time he got his flowers. She said he was big for the culture, especially black culture, and she made it clear she was proud to celebrate him. And it wasn't just empty words, y'all. Taraji was really going to bat for Diddy. The admiration looked mutual, too. Let's not forget, during the COVID lockdown era, when everybody was stuck inside and bored out of their minds, Diddy came through with a luxury gesture that had everyone gagged. He sent Taraji a whole Ciroc bar cart. Not just a bottle, not a box. A literal rolling bar with the Ciroc logo and all the fixings. And yes, there's video proof. Both of them posted it on social media, smiling and acting like everything was all love.
You know Puff is a class act, baby. Class act. Okay. All love, baby. Do you know, Puff, that my middle name means love? Yes, honey, cheers to love.
So when we say Taraji used to be in Diddy's corner, she really was. She gave him good press, shared good vibes, and even showed up to celebrate him in a huge public way. That's what makes her recent silence.
Man, whoever kissed your butt the more, whoever kissed your butt the best gets the parts. That's the game I think she playing. Because he down with Oprah. She don't like Oprah. She kissing butt just to get anything from anybody. And Oprah said, okay, you kissed enough butt, so we're going to give you this part, and you're good at what you do, but we're going to give you this part. We ain't going to give you no money. We're going to give you the part. Think about that.
breaking moment so shocking. Here's what flipped the switch. Federal investigation. Okay, let's be real. This federal investigation into Diddy didn't just pop up out of nowhere. Authorities have been working on this case for years, tracking incidents that stretch from New York to Cali to Nevada. And they've allegedly spoken to over 100 people. At least 25 of them were underage. One of the darkest claims is that Diddy drugged and assaulted a 13-year-old girl after an awards show.
A lawsuit filed against Sean Diddy Combs by a woman claiming he raped her at an MTV Video Music Awards after party in front of a male and a female celebrity.
And it gets even worse. Some say he used baby oil laced with GHB at freakoffs, which, let's be honest, sound more like disturbing setups than private parties. And don't get it twisted. Men have also come forward, saying they were victimized too. Right now, Diddy is sitting in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a prison known for being one of the roughest in the country. That right there tells you how deep this is getting. But while his empire seems to be falling apart in real time, people are starting to look around and ask, who else knew? Who stayed silent? And that's where Oprah's name starts getting dragged into the mix. Now, her fans are quick to say, just because she crossed paths with Diddy doesn't mean she's responsible. But critics are pushing back, saying someone with that much power and insight should have at least seen some of the signs. And they're wondering, why has she been so quiet? No statement, no denial, nothing. And it's not just her silence people are talking about. It's her school in South Africa. Some folks online are asking uncomfortable questions. Could any of those girls have ended up in risky situations once they entered the entertainment world? No hard evidence, but let's be real. People are connecting the dots, and the speculation is growing louder. The lawsuits keep rolling in, and each one sounds more horrifying than the last. One even alleges that victims were drugged with sedative-laced drinks, then assaulted in locations ranging from fancy mansions to hotels, and yes, even a department store. And let's not forget the baby oil allegedly spiked with GHB. That's not something you just accidentally have in your house. At this point, this ain't just a celeb scandal anymore. This is a full-blown criminal case. Abuse, coercion, and a wall of silence that let it all go unchecked for years. And that silence? That's what's really hitting folks. All the red carpets, all the interviews, all the powerful people, yet nobody said a word. Except for Taraji, that is. Now, Oprah's defenders will say she's done more for Black communities than just about anyone. Her school, her scholarships, her platform, and yes, she's done good. But the issue now is whether she turned a blind eye when it really mattered. Some are even saying her perfect image has been a kind of shield, letting her avoid real accountability. But that image is starting to crack. And don't forget, Diddy's been sitting comfortably at the top for years. Despite rumors, shady headlines, and whispers in the industry, he kept winning. Award shows, brand deals, TV appearances. It's almost like there was a whole machine behind him, making sure he stayed untouchable. Now, people are side-eyeing Oprah's role in all that. Not accusing her of any crime, but wondering if, with all her influence, she quietly helped keep Diddy's name polished. Or at the very least, never publicly challenged him. And in this moment, people aren't just talking about what's legal, they're talking about morals. If you have the power to stop the madness and you don't, aren't you part of the problem? Diddy's awaiting trial, and every few days it seems like new accusers come forward. But honestly, the bigger story might be the entire system that allowed him to thrive. The celebs who posed for pictures, the execs who kept the checks coming, the insiders who heard things and said, "Not my business." The illusion is cracking. Whether Oprah speaks out or stays silent, the narrative has already shifted, and people are watching now like never before. And she tried talking back to Taraji.
Yes, and I would just like to say about this whole Taraji.
She didn't.
I heard I was trending yesterday because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest champion of this film.
But little did she know that it would only get worse for her from here on. Others, like Taraji, decided to join the exposing party because Oprah's girl boss humanitarian glow is really just a soft focus filter hiding some classic Hollywood opportunism. Folks like Cat Williams and Monique are not playing nice anymore. They've been putting that billion-dollar empire under the microscope, and guess what? The cracks are showing.
Imagine you being at that point and have to humble yourself and say, they're not paying me, y'all.
Taraji. Broken. On those platforms. It was painful to watch.
Let's start with Cat Williams, who's been moving like the industry's unfiltered truth serum lately. He didn't just mention Taraji, he put a spotlight on her struggles during the Color Purple press run. Cat said that it's not just a one-off issue. He's been calling out Oprah for years, accusing her of exploiting Black talent, hoarding power, and being real selective about who gets access to her inner circle. And when Taraji was out here crying about basic respect and working conditions, Cat was one of the first ones saying, "See? This is what I've been talking about." He's even taken it a step further, connecting Oprah to broader Hollywood messiness, including Diddy's freaky empire and the eerie silence from powerful figures like her when real dirt starts flying. Now, let's be fair. A lot of Cat's commentary is speculation and side-eye energy. But let's not act like he doesn't have a track record of calling things out before they hit the mainstream. He's been sounding the alarm, and Taraji's situation just gave him more ammo.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
Monique has been dragging this conversation through the fire for over a decade. Like Taraji, Monique stood up for fair treatment and pay. And what did she get in return? Blackballed, labeled difficult, silenced. And guess who was at the center of that storm? Yep, Oprah, along with Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels. Monique's been calling out that trifecta for years, saying they used their clout to punish her for not playing the game. And let's be real, the parallels between her and Taraji are loud. Even though Monique hasn't done a sit-down interview or joint statement with Taraji, the streets are constantly linking their stories. People are starting to see the pattern. Black women speaking out plus Hollywood royalty feeling uncomfortable, that's some damage control, silence, or full-on gaslighting. See, there have been quite a few actors over the years who have come forward or been whispered about behind the scenes, saying they felt used or sidelined by Oprah's empire. Some say she handpicked talent and then controlled their careers in ways that benefited her more than them. Like, certain Black actors got cast or hyped up during her projects or shows, but then felt stuck in roles or contracts that didn't really pay off or gave them zero creative freedom. It's like, once Oprah's done with you, you either stay in her circle on her terms, or you're basically out in the cold. This isn't just speculation. There have been voices hinting at pay disparity, limited roles, and closed doors once you cross her or step out of line. So Oprah's name might carry a lot of clout, but behind the scenes, it seems some people have been used as pawns to build her empire, only to get tossed aside when they don't fit the picture anymore. It's messy, and honestly, it adds fuel to the whole narrative that Oprah's rep is slipping because those stories aren't going away anytime soon. So when you zoom out, it's clear. Taraji cracked the door, but Cat and Monique kicked it open. And once the light started shining through, folks began asking the real questions. Is Oprah empowering Black actors or using them until they speak up? But how did Taraji even get caught up in this whole mess to begin with? This wasn't just her being difficult or looking for attention like some folks tried to spin it. She was tired, fed up, and finally said what needed to be said. While filming The Color Purple in Atlanta, she learned the cast was expected to drive themselves to set in rental cars. No security, no drivers, nothing. Taraji pointed out that's a safety issue and asked for transportation for everyone. The answer she got was basically, if we do it for you, we have to do it for everybody, which only proved her point that everybody deserved that protection. Money was another sticking point. Taraji's offer was so low she nearly walked away, even though she's an Oscar-nominated actress who's carried big films before. She said she hadn't seen a meaningful raise since Proud Mary and was tired of Black actresses doing the same work for a fraction of the pay. Speaking up wasn't just about her paycheck, though. She wanted younger Black performers to have an easier negotiating path than she did. Going public brought some blowback. A slice of the internet accused her of stirring drama and blamed her for The Color Purple's box office dip, almost as if asking for fair treatment somehow sabotaged the film. The chatter got so loud that Taraji later asked everyone to refocus on the movie instead of the controversy. Still, she doesn't regret speaking out. She knew there might be career fallout. Look at what happened to Monique. But silence would have meant letting the same problems roll on. Taraji drew a line, hoping the next generation won't have to. Now, as for Oprah and Diddy, only God knows what's in store for these two. Honestly, things do look rough for both Diddy and Oprah moving forward, even if it's not 100% set in stone yet. First up, Diddy. Yeah, he's been caught up in lawsuits and shady headlines lately. But spending the rest of his life behind bars is more than a likely scenario. Even though he wasn't slapped with a life sentence, if he gets found guilty, which is almost certain at this point, by the time that he gets out, he won't even remember all the freak-offs. As for Oprah, she's no stranger to controversy, but her reputation has been tanking big time, and she got exposed by not just Taraji, but Kat and Monique too. People always questioned her, especially with those campaign finance whispers and debates over her influence. But now, it feels like she's straight up a relic from the past. So, their futures are looking totally doomed. Diddy's legal troubles are getting messier by the day, and as Kat said, everyone is getting exposed, and Oprah is definitely in there. Who knows what other receipts we'll get to see in the near future. Now, what do you think is going to come out next about these two? Do you think their connection runs deeper than we know? Let us know about it down below.
Yeah, man, this is, oh my God. The more you kiss the royal kings behind, Diddy, Oprah, Ellen, it's like, because y'all heard that Ellen was actually being horrible to the people that work with her. So the more the more horrible you are to them, the more they try to kiss your butt and be nice to you and do all this stuff. So I really think in that little scene where she talking and praising Diddy, because she trying to move up, so I'm gonna praise him even though I know what he doing. Everybody knew what he was doing. Everybody knew what he was doing, or they heard through the grapevine half the stuff he was doing. We ain't dumb. You know good and well everything that's going on at your job or in your family or at your church and all this stuff. You know what's going on, but you don't say nothing. You keep your mouth shut. And you help spread it. Even, did you hear? You know what I heard the other day? I heard that Uncle Mike was doing this. Did y'all hear that? Yeah, girl, I heard he messing with this person and that person. Y'all know what that person doing. Y'all know how the grapevine works. Everybody knew what he was doing. Hell, we knew. We couldn't say nothing. We didn't know who to say something to. But these people got jobs. So what you gonna do? You gonna not get this part so you can feed your family in this industry, this business, this music business. I need to get my music out there, so I'm gonna turn a blind eye. That's a shame. I can't do that, man. I can't do that. God knew I couldn't do it. That's why he ain't put me in that position. Yep. Hey, I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Uncle Mike I'm about to preach some stuff to y'all for real, man. I'm about to really, really preach some stuff. Thank all the subscribers. I don't take that lightly. Thank everybody who watch. Let me know if you're an ender. Shout out to all my enders, because when I know that you watched all the way to the end, I know that you're hearing my voice and my pain. I know you hearing my pain, man. And it's a goddamn cotton picking shame that somebody got to treat people ugly just to get this thing called money in on this. God ain't gonna like that. Think about it. We made up money, and now that's man-made. That's worldly. Oh my God, man. Good God Almighty. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out. Peace out.